All right, welcome in to the Royals rotation. Uh, I'm Gabe. That's Rudy. We're back for another episode. We've been on a bit of a break. I don't think we've recorded since I think it was the day before Easter Sunday. But we're back, and not in a very jolly mood right now. Royals tonight lose 2-0 to the Chicago White Sox. After coming off of a 2-1 series loss to the Cleveland Guardians in Cleveland. They are now, I believe, 5-8 or 5-9.
They are 5-8.
They're 5-8. I believe that is the same record now as the Chicago White Sox, who in the title I used the word embarrass themselves. I've seen a few words used to describe. Like I saw the main one that I follow use the word exposed, like exposed themselves, and I don't agree with that wording. Mainly because exposing would imply that it was something hidden that we didn't know about beforehand, and now it's been shown to light. And I disagree with that because for the last year now, what's been the biggest problem with the Royals? Their offense fucking blows. And tonight was no different. The offense fucking blew. If you took out Michael Garcia, you took out Bobby Witt Jr., they had one fucking hit in the entire game. One hit from a guy who I have no respect for, by the way, in Lane Thomas. And it was all meaningless hits. It was hits when they had 2 outs, and it was getting someone on first base. It was never a, hey, this is like timely hitting. I don't know the exact number. I think it was 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. I believe it's somewhere around 0 for 24 of their last chances with runners in scoring position. So, the Royals have just... It's insanely concerning what they're doing. 2 hits for Bobby, 2 hits for Michael. Seth Lugo puts in a good game, because of course he did. He's Seth Lugo. Got no problems with him. I just went into all that, Rudy. Do you want to start with this one? Do you want to do a quick jump back to Cleveland? I know I just pretty much laid it all bare for this game tonight, but what do you think?
Well, I'm just gonna kind of start with my problems. It kind of feels like a mix of a run of bad luck and part of just terrible managing decisions. Feels like Q is just doing too much sometimes. There was a couple substitutions. I remember. I think it was what was it? Lane Thomas was pinch running for, I think it was Vinny in one game.
Maybe. It was against Cleveland.
Yeah, I think it was game 2 or something. Anyway, Carter Jensen ended up getting out. They ended up getting the double steal. Oh yeah, it was a double steal. The double steal attempt. They ended up challenging it. By the way, it wasn't even because Lane Thomas ran good. It was because Brian. I swear to God, Brian Rocchio screwed up the tag. He wasn't looking when he went to go apply the tag, and if he would have swung his arm faster, he would have got Lane Thomas's ass out. Lane Thomas made it though. It was runners on second and third, but Carter Jensen ended up striking out, so none of that mattered. And anyway, I think it was actually game 2. I remember it exactly now because John Schreiber came in, pitched. There was runners on base. A ball in play over to Lane Thomas, and an absolute. I mean, I think this guy has been diagnosed with noodle arm.
Yeah.
I think my grandma could throw a better ball to home, and she's been dead for about 10 years. So, there's a serious problem when the guy can't run, he can't hit, and he can't fucking throw the ball.
What does he do?
What does he do? That's a great. He hits lefties good, apparently.
Yeah, they keep telling me that, but I don't see it.
I'll say this. I think the only time I've seen that guy get a hit is off a lefty.
But he does. It's a myth. He does
But
not
then he can't
hit
hit
off.
water off the boat.
he
Getting
doesn't
the
hit
water for
well
felt the
off the left
fucking
because
boat.
he's not hitting well in general. Like, so the myth that when he comes up, well, they brought him in to face left. It's failing. Let's be. He was brought in to do something he is not doing. And the same thing. I mean, not the exact same thing, but the other outfielder they brought in, Starling Marte, he didn't even play tonight. I don't think he has a hit yet as a Royal. That's not going well. I mean, our most productive outfielder is Kyle Isbell, and he struck out 4 times tonight. So, I mean, Jack Caglione, he still has his problems with striking out. He doesn't even get that many hits. He just gets a lot of walks right now. I'll give him that. He is at least having more productive at bats by drawing walks. But there's no power. He hasn't hit a home run yet. He doesn't. I don't think he's had even really many hard hit balls. The top of the lineup, I think what is it? The top 3 of the lineup has 1 home run between, and that's Michael in, I want to say, game 2 against the Guardians.
Yeah.
So it took until then for the Royals to get their first home run out of their top 3. Salvi's got 2, Carter's got 2, and then
He's got 3.
Yeah, Carter got 3. Carter leads the team right now.
Yep.
And yeah, he had the fucking stupidest at bat I saw. Like, just, and it was late in the game. He comes in there and the pitcher just plays with him, just does whatever he wants. Yeah, no, it's been Anthony K made us his bitch tonight. I mean, he was just, I mean, I want to say he had 6 strikeouts. He tied his career high for innings pitched. Only allowed 3 hits. And the White Sox didn't really have to do anything. Like, one of their runs was born out of some shitty defense from the Royals. Their second run comes off of Vinny not being able to throw to second properly. And their first run, I want to say, well, here's another thing I had with the second run. They had 1 out, and then Schreiber has an 0-2 count. He catches the line, and they don't challenge. They call ball. No one challenges. We didn't use a challenge tonight, from what I saw. Maybe I missed it, but I don't think we used a challenge tonight. So, and I know you made this point at the beginning of the year that we entrust that to Salvi and Salvi alone. And I said at the time, I don't have a problem with that, but at some point you need to you need to let yourself expand that to where the pitcher can challenge it too. Now I know it's only been 14 games or whatever, 13 games, but other teams are just more bold. It just seems like every team we play is more bold with their challenges than us.
Yeah, I mean, Sir Anthony Dominguez literally challenged a ball that was, I think it was like,
not even close.
Yeah, it was like 2 inches off the plate for a ball.
It was literally just because, okay, it's the final inning, you know.
It was a 3-2 count.
It was a 2-2
Or it was
count.
a 2-2. Yeah,
It's like, if
2-2
I
count.
somehow, by some miracle, get this
He
right, the
strikes
game's
out.
over.
Yeah, he strikes out. Well, no, I think it was the 8th.
I thought Dominguez.
Oh wait, no, it was the.
But it may have just been to get 2 outs though. I may be wrong that it wouldn't have ended.
Yeah, because yeah, I would have got 2 outs because Bobby still would have had a chance at that.
But the point is that every team we play seems to be more aggressive with their challenges, and in that time you're an 0-2 count, 1 out, runner in scoring position, and you get that call, and I'm like, you didn't challenge. He caught the line. I think he would have won, and it's a lot of things right now that it's just, I don't know what the Royals expect to do. It's like, if they're not going to use their challenges and they're going to be this piss poor on offense, they need all the rotation guys to pretty much be perfect, and that's not sustainable at all. Like, we saw Cole Reagans start really well against the Guardians. He gets his hand caught in that line drive. Luckily, it doesn't seem like it's anything serious. And we said right before we started recording, but we made sure to leave him out there long enough to give up the 2 runs before we pulled him even though he was showing he was in pain. We made sure to let him go out there and put us in a hole. And I mean, it was 2 runs. I What we're learning from this Royals team is 2 runs is enough. 2 runs is more than enough to bury this team, especially if you get on top of them early. This team does not rally. They do not hit well in the clutch, and they just they are front runners. That's what they look. They are giant front runners, but they can't get in front.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the lineup, like from 1 to 5, basically. You have these guys like Michael Garcia, who was the WBC MVP, Gold Glover, great third baseman last year, and kind of I mean, sort of a slow start, but he's doing pretty solid. Then you go to Bobby Witt Jr., who is your all-star, your superstar, your face of the franchise.
Yes.
Slow start of the season for sure for him.
Yeah.
Vinny, I'd say ice cold. I mean another
And some of it is unfortunate.
budding
Like his
star, yeah.
his his first at bat of this game, I thought 3 separate times he had hit a home run, and he just pulled it wide. Like it's not that far off, but you get to a point where like from there on in, he didn't get close again.
And it's kind of weird that I mean Vinny always kind of starts off a little slow in the season. It feels like this season it's like 10 times worse than what it has been in the past.
Yeah.
I don't remember Vinny performing this low at the beginning of the season. I will say it's nice to see he's not grounding into double plays as much right now
Yeah. He's just
because
grounding
that's
into
one thing that makes me want to bash my head into a wall.
he's just grounding into bobbled plays to the second baseman and not being able to unhitch his goddamn trailer to get to first base.
That was a little frustrating. I said that before we got on. Yeah, for sure the play today. I thought Vinny could have had a chance to stay safe at first. And then the second base. I think it's Mydroth.
It was my draw.
Yeah, Mydroth again. That guy, holy shit, that guy needs
You see
to.
the first baseman on the first inning. They pull the my drop, they drop it on the infield. Luckily, it doesn't cost them because they were able to get Michael off at second. I mean, but it was another just dumb play from the White
Mon-
Sox.
Montgomery had a kind of a cough up uh in one of the later innings too.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know what the hell they do at the fielding like the drills at the White Sox training or whatever. I don't know if they like put baby oil on all the balls and they just like it's the residues in their gloves, or if like I don't know some demon cursed black magic on all of them so the ball pops out or some shit. But
yeah,
these guys, for the love of God, it's like they cannot field a ball save their life when we play them. It's funny as
it
shit.
it is, and I brought it up before we recorded. I said, it's all good that you want to make a big deal at the beginning of the year about how they change the dimensions of Kauffman Stadium so it can be more hitter friendly. That's great. You actually have to get it into the outfield. You actually have to somewhat challenge to at least get it to the fucking warning track. I don't think they got it to the warning. Like Bobby was the only one who did it on the double off the wall. We didn't capitalize on it because that's what the Royals do. They don't capitalize on these things. It is they they didn't. I don't think they're. I know it's early. I don't think they at all fixed their outfield. Like I'm already to the conclusion. Okay, you did your attempts to fix the outfield have already failed because Lane Thomas and Starling Marte. I'm sorry, they suck. They suck.
I would honestly argue for Starling Marte that he hasn't had the same opportunities that Lane Thomas is. I don't like you said, like you texted me. I don't know who Lane Thomas or I can't
It was who's Lane Thomas
exact.
is sleeping with to get
Yeah,
this into this lineup.
I was gonna say I don't know who in the front office he has pictures of Epstein or like out of Epstein's island and like has him on the files or some shit. Because this motherfucker, he's got to have something to get this playing time. I mean, shit.
He, I mean, let me.
I hate to be a dead horse here, but my grandma, who has been dead for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, I think she can get up to the dish and probably put in a little bit more effort than this fucker. I mean, goddamn.
But
I saw this guy when the ball landed in front of him in game 2 against the Guardians. I just knew the game was over, and I was already so pissed.
but and then there's, I mean, he had a nice little run of games there, but now Isaac Collins is now. I don't even know. He's not. There's
Yeah, that guy
nothing
was a
about
big
that guy.
walk machine. It seemed like. I mean, he did have that home run, but it seemed like a lot of all the stuff he was doing was like walks and steals. Now it doesn't even seem like he's getting the walks. It's just a lot of strikeouts and kind
Yeah,
of some like pop outs. So yeah, I don't. It's kind of tough. It's kind of that one's kind of a tough tell on that one, especially with.
I will say I'm not willing to be like with Marte and Thomas. I'm more on like these motherfuckers are useless. Isaac Collins is. I'm just not entertained. I'm not moved by anything Isaac Collins does, but I'm not to the point of complete fucking uselessness.
Yeah, I have a little bit more patience with him. Mostly because of what he did last year with the Brewers, and he's a little bit on the younger side, so I feel like he's got a little bit more growing to do compared to a guy like Lane Thomas, who's 30, 31. It's you've
And it's
done your growing, man.
and it
Time to be a fucking guy. You're
and I
not being a fucking dude. You're being a fucking
yeah.
bitch.
And we talked about like it was a few episodes about how one of the things that was bailing the Royals out was that they were having all this really strong production from the back of their lineup. And the theory at the time was that, well, all we need is for the front of the lineup to start stepping up. Well, now both of them have
The back of
gone,
the lineup took a step
and like
back to
the
where the
the front
front
of
of the lineup was.
the front of the lineup didn't even take the step forward though that much. Like they're not doing it. Like Vinny, like Bobby's still. I mean,
I'd say the front of the lineup has Heelys, and they just slipped and ate shit.
yeah, Vinny's. I said like, I love Vinny. He's just playing like shit right now. Bobby, I don't think I wouldn't go as far as he's playing like shit. He just can't.
Yeah, he's batting 277. It's just he doesn't have the long ball right now, which is a little disappointing, but
And like
it'll get there.
Michael also is like he's not playing like shit. He's just not. Once again, like we barely like it goes in. It's an indictment on this front of the rotate of the lineup that we have not scored a run yet in the first inning. Like that's just I didn't know about that until today. Whenever they had runners in scoring position, I go, this is a chance that they can get their first inning run. I'm like, oh my sweet god.
Yeah, and part of that too is Vinny's struggles for sure. And I think part of that like I think something that could help would be maybe moving Vinny down, not like super far, but like maybe move him down to the cleanup spot, maybe move him down to 5 until he starts getting hot again. But I mean, it's about the same thing every year. Vinny starts off slow, and it's not like surprising, but I mean, I will say surprising for how slow or like how cold this one is. Like this is
Bad.
a really bad start this year, but I have faith that he'll pick it up. But geez, man, it's just yeah. I think if they moved him down in the lineup, maybe a spot or two.
This is a guy that I don't necessarily like. I wouldn't. Like I said, like right now, I'm grading a lot of these guys. I'm like, he's playing like shit. This guy, I don't necessarily believe is playing like shit, but he's not doing what he is like what he's advertised to do, and that's Jack Cagliano. He was, and as I said, he's supposed to have this power. He's supposed to be getting home runs, driving in runs, zero RBIs, zero home runs, but he has a decent. I mean, he's got a 237 average. It's not awful. He's got a 630 OPS. I I'm trying to find how many. Let's see how many. I don't know. It's not horrible from Jack, but for a guy like I don't like he's like what if Isaac Collins was doing that, we'd be like great. Like if Isaac Collins was doing what Jack Caglione was doing, which was get some hits here and there, draw some walks, don't need you to go be Superman. But Jack, I think we were hoping for more.
Yeah, I mean Jack's got that like an insane power tool, and we've seen it on display multiple times. And like a lot of people talk about it. I mean, this guy's hit a ball 123 miles per hour off the bat. This guy it smashes the shit out of baseballs. So to see him go up there and not be able to do that right now is pretty disappointing. But yeah, I'm sure that's a guy that once he kind of gets contact to the ball, once he starts getting the bat to the ball, it'll get there. But yeah, right now he's not doing.
I'm looking at this guy's stats too. I mean, his average is way worse than I thought it would be, because I was about to be like, maybe like Jonathan India. I remember I was like, man, Jonathan India, what having a pretty decent start to the season. He's got a 189 average, but his 2 home runs and 8 RBIs definitely help that cause. But I mean, again, you're not getting. So we got what? So we had 5 hits today, and said 4 of them were made up by the number 1 and 2 in the lineup. The other one was some blooper by Lane Thomas. I just there I just don't see the encouragement with this team once you get past the pitchers. I love the way the pitchers are playing right now, by the way. Like, even though we had a really disastrous day in Game 3 against Cleveland, your ace goes down in the first inning. You had to go for Avila for a while. Who feel for that guy? Feel for that guy right now. He's struggling.
Yeah, yeah.
But like said, I mean, I know
Not as bad
Boom.
as Steven Cruz.
What?
Not
Not as bad.
not struggling as bad as Steven Cruz though.
Yeah, Steven
That
Cruz. That's. But like Eli Morgan, he goes in today and gets another 2 innings. I was like, who the fuck? Like, okay, I like it. Like, they were showing Erseg in the bullpen, and there's Lucas Erseg in case the Royals rally. I'm like, we're not fucking seeing Lucas fucking Erseg tonight. Are you kidding me?
I will say, and this is kind of like kind of disappointing so far with how like this whole situation's been, but Michael Massey being like he got called up for Nick Lofton, which I was very glad to see because holy shit, Nick Lofton just was not doing great. Um, but I was expecting to see a little bit more Michael Massey, and I haven't seen a lot, that much Michael Massey yet. So maybe tomorrow we'll see him. I was kind of expecting him to start, because he's from Chicago and we're playing the White Sox, and they called him up, during the Cleveland series, and they played him in the outfield a little bit in the Cleveland series. So I was thinking maybe, but they said fuck you. So that's a guy that I think could have a good start of the season if he gets a chance. But yeah, Q, I don't know. I think I'm gonna guess Q's probably just saving him. Want to make sure the hamstring's fully good to go. But I don't.
And it was
I expect him to see a little more.
it was just a week ago that I was like really finding myself praising Q for the fact that like when it came to the pitching, he was able to he didn't sit on his ass and just like, well, what if they fix it though? No, they put Estevez on the IL. They sent Bailey Falter. I mean, he's at the IL, but he should be sent to the seventh circle of hell. But I think I don't believe Carlos Estevez was like, oh, he got kind of bumped by a ball. He doesn't. I don't buy that. Oh, he's like severely injured. No, he was playing. He was not ready to play.
I think they just did that to avoid sending him down.
Yeah, and the same thing with Falter. Like,
Yeah.
but they've they haven't been sitting on their ass, just kind of letting these who you're like, even though they're small sample sizes, are going out there and are costing you a lot of runs, and they've replaced them. Now, obviously, the Estevez situation has kind of figured itself out. Airseg, we knew he was a good closer, and he is a good closer. The Falter situation has really not resolved itself because they brought in Avila, who we said he's struggling his nuts off right now. And I know he's young, so I'm not gonna rail into him too much. They brought up Steven Cruz. I I was not expecting him to be this bad. But the problem is, it's like, okay, you've had this, you've been very proactive with how you've handled the pitchers. I don't know, is the same opportunity even there for them to be as proactive about their offense right now? Is there, like, what are their options? Because I mean, at some point you have to, if this continues, you have to you have to change something. You can't be the team that, like, with the players you have, you can't just be the basement dweller in the AL Central.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what a lot of people are talking about. Like, at least what I've seen, um, kind of in the fan base is how can you have guys like Bobby Witt Jr., Jack Caglione, Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and be 5-8? Like, and I think we're seeing a great example of how it's the top of the lineup not doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. And the meat of, like, just the meat of the order not being able to do much. Um,
6, 7, 8, 9 didn't get a single hit. Like that.
yeah. So it's, I mean, I I understand Q probably not wanting to trot out Isbell like on lefty days. At this point, I'd say fuck it. I don't care what Lane Thomas's numbers are. I don't care if Lane Thomas would hit 50 home runs off of a left at this point. Like, it's not consistent. It's just not consistent enough. At this point, it's not. At least what we've seen. So I feel like that whole thing's just got to go. I mean, we've seen the experiment. Whatever. I mean, it feels like the same shit with Hunter Renfroe. Like, it kind of gives me the same feeling.
I almost forgot that it was 2 years of Hunter Renfroe. Like
Yeah.
he was bad in year one, but they made the playoffs. So it was like, hey, we're gonna fucking forget about the fact that he was kind of ass. And then he
Yeah,
came back the next year and sucked even harder, and we were like, okay, we gotta fucking do something with this guy. This guy
yeah,
is a
they're
genuine terrorist.
so insistent on giving Lane Thomas so many opportunities, and I don't understand it. So I think that's probably the big thing to help their offenses. Limit how many opportunities you're giving Lane Thomas, and maybe give those opportunities to other people on your bench.
Do you? I mean, I don't have a problem with how they handle the DH right now. I think one of Carter or Jack. I think those have been the two that are mainly been taking DH. I think those are the two guys you should be giving DHs to, because those are the guys that, even if you're like, oh, we want this guy in the outfield, or we want Salvi at the dish, I still think those two should be getting playing time. So I don't have a problem with that. So that's why it's like, okay, you gotta. It's it's somewhere in the outfield, because no matter what the fuck happens, like, one of the second baseman will be one of two people. It'll either be Jonathan India or it'll be Michael Massey. It's not, you're not calling anyone up or bringing anyone around to try to replace those two right now. And the rest of your infield, no matter how shit they play, that's going to be your infield.
Tolbert's still up, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but
I
fuck
guess he
man.
could play second.
Yeah, but if we're playing Tyler Tolbert at second regularly,
Something
we're
bad
in
has
hell.
happened.
We are in hell. As like not even like as like an injury thing, as in like, oh, we think our best chance to create offense from our second base position is throw Tyler Tolbert out there. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're a crazy person. Like you're insane.
Never know
Like
what could happen. Q cooks up
I
the
can't.
weirdest lineups. I mean, I was already thinking when you're talking about DH, and you were like, "Oh, it could be Jensen or Caglione," and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, "Well, if they put Salvador Perez at first base, Carter Jensen at catcher, and then they put Caglione at the outfield, then it could be literally anyone else."
Probably have to be
And
Vinny
I could
then,
see Q doing some shit like that.
unless they're like giving Vinny the complete day off. Then
I mean, that would probably be what the scenario would be, and then it'd be funny. We're saying all this, and the DH should probably be like Lane Thomas or some shit.
they DH Lane Thomas on a day that they're like, we're not going to put him in the outfield. We're going to DH him.
Hey, your
Q.
job is to go hit. Go get him, champ.
Yeah,
Oh for 4.
your job. We brought him in to hit lefties, but I mean, and going back to like the Guardians games, we were it was really good game one. I believe that was Waka's game.
Yeah, game 2 was just super. I mean, that was just sad. I mean, absolute blowing of the century. Um, felt like, and I mean, and the broadcast said it, and it feels so true. It feels like the Royals get walked off in Cleveland so many times, and I'm sick of it. Fuck, it's Stephen Kwan. Sick of that guy.
Yeah,
I hope that guy gets traded to NL. I'm so fucking sick of Stephen Kwan and the Cleveland Guardians. Fuck you, Stephen Kwan.
dude, there was like
Anyway,
we had like two or three hard hit balls that each one flew to him, and I'm like, drop it, drop it. Fuck you, Stephen Kwan.
yeah, and then like, I'm pretty sure that was the motherfucker that got on, or he was,
He
he
had the
did some
RBI.
shit in the
He had the,
ninth.
I think he yeah
I
he
think,
did.
yeah, I think no, he wasn't the one that walked it off in the
No, but
ninth. It was
he got the
Rokia.
he RBI to tie the game,
Yeah.
and then he also had the home run in game one as well. He just fucks us up so hard, man.
Yeah. Debuted the same day as Bobby Witt Jr.
Ugh.
Trying to steal his fucking thunder.
But like, and now I said we're going into this. Going into game two against the White Sox. I'm trying to see who we are gonna have. I believe it's who's gonna be at the Bubich tomorrow. Going up against Davis Martin, who is 2-0. Who knew? Who knew? Cole Reagan is 0-3.
Yeah.
Life isn't fair. That shows you life ain't fair.
Well, we had to make sure you can throw two more pitches.
Yeah, we had to make sure that he was good
All
enough to give
fucking
the
eye
pitch.
level. Look, I love Cole Reagan's. Right after he got hit in the hand and they were out there talking to him, I was like, fuck, they're gonna take him out. Fuck. But I was like, I accepted it because, like, I mean, shit, he's hurt, but this was for the best. And then they kept him out there, and I'm like, well, what the fuck?
And he gives up the
And,
two
like,
runs.
yeah, all the practice pitches he pitched were all at the chest. And I'm like, well, this doesn't seem like a great idea at all. First pitch goes by the guy. He takes it. I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can get by this. Second pitch. Well, fuck. There's 2 runs.
Dayton
And
calls
Cole
it a
Reagan's is
charge
coming
run.
out. Well, fuck. So,
Oh, sorry, not Cal Eldred was back in charge.
fuck that.
But it's, I said, obviously, I don't. It's very hard to know how to necessarily react to games when you're in 180 whatever game season or whatever it is. I forget the number.
162.
162 game season. I know it's hard to be like, how do you rationally react to a game that's still very early in a season like this? And I'm like, when they lost to the Guardians, even when they got embarrassed by the Guardians, like, oh, that just sucked. And, very upsetting. This game just singularly pissed me off so bad because, I mean, I'm seeing these hits they're getting. These motherfuckers, the White Sox are having to exert no effort. These balls are just rolling right to them. The pop outs, they just are standing there like, okay. And then the shit that they did to cost themselves the runs, I'm like, it is just genuinely. I was like, what word do I use? Embarrassing, shameful, fucking terroristic. It is. It was just. I don't know if it's an overreaction, but I know that this has been the loss that has angered me the most so far this year by a long shot, even more than the Estevez game, because that game we knew that Estevez had a problem, and when it was started going on, you realize, oh yeah, he's got a problem, and like it was frustrating to watch, but you weren't necessarily
It was
hugely
like watching a
surprised.
car crash. Like you knew what was gonna happen,
Yeah,
and you just couldn't look away. And it's like, well, shit. You didn't want
this
to turn it off because you wanted to, watch the whole thing through. And then when it happened, you're like, well, fuck.
this game, it was like, I mean, it's first time the White Sox have beaten the Royals in Kansas City since 2023. What the fuck is that? I mean, that is sad. I didn't know that stat either till today. That somehow the Royals had. I was like, gee, I was like, so wait, like, I'm like, Matt Contreras has been dunking on these motherfuckers since he got here, apparently. But now he's no, it's just it was the word that I kept using as I was watching the game was like unacceptable. Absolutely fucking unacceptable what I just watched. But I mean that I feel like if I keep going, I'm just gonna run in circles. That's everything I have to say. So do you have anything else you want to add to this one, Rudy?
Other than I don't know which was worse today, the Royals losing or the official release of the City Connect uniforms, or the fact that they announced that they're gonna do a stadium by the Western Auto building instead of by Power and Light.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
Is that what they're
my
going
dad.
for now?
Yeah, my dad's been messaging me about it.
Wonder how likely that actually is, because their last time they tried to do some shit like this, it fucking failed miserably. And now that's why the Chiefs are no longer going to be in Missouri. But I think that'll do for tonight. It was a nice to record again after being off for about a week. Wish it was under better
Better
circumstances.
circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. But that'll do it for us at the Royals rotation. We will see ya in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow to hopefully bounce back from a win.